So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this metal grate technique. It's not just for the grating technique, but we're going to learn how to use some other tools, some filters such as newsprint and checkerboard patterns to kind of create some patterns with this. And again, this is just an artistic interpretation, so feel free to make changes along the way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my white background. I'm going to fill it with my black, and then I'm going to go to a new layer. And I'm going to call this new layer dark gray. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to choose a dark gray color. And the next thing that we're going to do with this dark gray color is we're going to come up and with that transparent channel, we're going to come up here to our filters. We're going to go to render. We're going to do our pattern, and we want a checkerboard pattern. We're going to keep the pattern at 10 pixels for this specific effect. Again, making sure that we turn this to our, you can hide that bottom layer, our dark gray color first. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our filters, making sure we're in that layer. We're going to come over to distort, and what we're going to look for is our newsprint. Now, what newsprint does, it takes our drawing into dots. What I need to do is make sure I'm at 72, 7.2, our cell size is at 10. We're locking our channels. I need to go to my red, green, and blue here, making sure that they're 0, so all my dots will be black, and I want my oversample size to be 5. So it changed our drawing to newsprint. Now this is a cool thing you can do when you have an image in there. You can newsprint it to see the different dot sizes that would make up an image. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my colors, and I'm going to select my dot by color. Oh, over here it is. Select by color. Here it is. Just looking in the wrong place. So I'm going to select one of those black dots at this point, and then I'm going to hit my delete button. Then I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to say select none. My next step is I'm going to come up here simply and lock my alpha channel, the transparent background. I'm going to come to my gradient tool. Again, just because on previous projects it might be lower, make sure it's 100%. I'm going to do my black to white on a linear one, and I'm going to choose to go from my top to my bottom here. So the next thing I'm going to do is show my bottom layer so we can see that effect coming in, but I want to use a drop shadow. So again, I'm on that top one. I'm going to come up to my filters. I'm going to go to light and shadow. I'm going to go to a drop shadow, and I'm going to choose 0 on the X, -1 on the Y, about a 2 blur radius, and opacity of about 80. Now, you can see, again, we get that drop shadow put in there, so we get a little bit more depth attached to it. Now, this is a good opportunity to play around with some of your other filters as well, with your lighting. You know, if you want to make it, have that bounce effect off our metal. And again, it's something that you can play along with to get the desired effect, so you can get a different lighting aspect to see like a metallic reflection. There's some things that you can do with there. So that's something to play around with, again, for your artistic preference. And we could layer images or other text on here to use this as a background to a logo or something else. So it's just not the fact of the metal or pattern background. It's you can use this then and layer it to get desired outcomes.